Hey guys, we've got this 76 series in today for a custom headlight installation. So we'll run you through a bit of a step-by-step guide on how you can do the same thing at home. So we can start by pulling the screws out the top of the grille. There's normally just 3 at the top, a couple clips at the bottom. The only other thing we might need to do is wiggle this bull bar out of the way. It'll just depend on what bull bar you've got, just so that we can pull the headlights out. So there's just 3 screws in this trim, this metal trim down the bottom here. Remove them, and then we can take a seal pick. And in this gap, there's little plastic clips. There's 2 on each side. So if you just carefully pry in here, you should be able to release it. Like that. So there's just the 3 bolts in the headlight itself, 2 at the top, 1 down the bottom here. And then your last bolt's just down here that you can access once that trim was removed. So we've got our 4 bolts undone. We're just going to see if we can get this one out without moving the bull bar. Don't know if we're going to be in luck. We'll just unplug the park light and the H4 plug at the back here, and then the indicator on the side. So in this case, we've just pulled the bull bar bolts out and just slid it forward a little bit, just so we've got a little bit more room to play with here when we're removing the old lights. And then this will help us when we're installing the new ones too. So we can open up our kit, which has our wiring in it. So in the kit, you should have a Bluetooth controller for the Demon Eye, and then you've got a Bluetooth controller for your outer Angry Eye. And these are your 2 CAN bus modules. So it's just a H4 plug in and out. So for your Bluetooth controller wiring, we would normally splice our smaller Bluetooth controller into the power side of our bigger controller, and then this will get fused to the battery. And then the only other wiring is your inputs on your Angry Eye controller. So your blue and your green are your 2 indicators, and then your white is just your park light input. So we can mount these controllers anywhere that's going to be convenient. Keep in mind that 2 of these, well, 1 lead from each controller will need to reach the light of where you mount it to, and then the other 2 have an extension cable to make it to the other side of the car. So we've hooked our inputs up for the indicators and the park light. So we've just gone to the back of the plug for where the factory globes go. We've added a LED load resistor because we're going to utilise the sequential indicator in the Angry Eye, and we're not going to be using the globe anymore. So we've got our wiring all done. At each headlight, you should have your 2 plugs from each controller, and then we've plugged our H4 CAN bus module in. And this is our inline fuse that we're going to add to the battery. So we're going to plug our CAN bus module into the back of the light, and then your 2 plugs from each Bluetooth controller. So now the lights are in, we can stick our trim back on. We're going to just tighten this bull bar back up, and we'll just slot the grille back in. We've just cable tied the wiring up neatly behind the grille, followed some of the spotlight wiring before we put the grille back on. So there you have it, that's how to install your custom headlights on your 70 series. If you've got any further questions, don't hesitate to give us a call or send us an email.